So let's take a look at how to work with XDCAM EX files generated by the HM100 in Adobe Premiere, either CS3 or CS4. Now, if you're working in Adobe Premiere, CS3 or 4, you likely will want to shoot in the MP4 wrapper instead of the QuickTime Move wrapper. And the reason is that Adobe Premiere natively supports the MP4 wrapper as far as CS3 and CS4 are concerned. Now, there is a way in both the Mac and the PC versions to actually work with the QuickTime MOVs as well, but we'll get into that at the latter part of this tutorial. For the moment, let's just look at these MP4s here. So here they are in our BPAV folder, and then our CLPR folder, we see all of our clips. So let's just boot up Adobe Premiere, and it's asking me for a new project, and we're just going to call this HM100 demo. And now it's defaulting to the DV 24p widescreen, because I guess that was the last one I used. But what I actually want to choose for sequence preset is the XDCAM EX, and my clips, my particular clips on this card, I know are 1080p 24, so that's the type of sequence I'm going to create. I'll choose the XDCAM EX 1080p 24 HQ. HQ using the same terminology as in the camera, HQ just meaning 35 megabits per second. And we get a bit of the information up here. So just say OK. And there we go. Now I have to import my clips. So I'm just clicking on my project. I'm going to import. And of course, here's the untitled SDHC card. Go to the BPAV folder and then select the CLPR folder. Now, you don't have to individually select all of these clips in here. You can if you only want to bring in a few of them. You could shift select them and do a shift selection of just these few, for example. Or if you want to do everything inside of there, just click on the CLPR folder. And what happens at this point is Adobe Premiere looks at all of those folders, only brings in the files that it needs, and it will tell you it doesn't understand what all these other files are. That's fine, because it doesn't need these XMLs and these BIM files. So just say OK. What's happened here is it's brought in this whole CLPR folder, and if we just turn down the folder and look at our clips, here they all are. So I'm just selecting a few of them. Now keep in mind, these are playing directly off of the card at the moment. What I would recommend, of course, is as always, back up everything first. So copy that card to your hard drive first. I'm just using it for the purposes of this demo, just showing you off of the card. Here's a clip here. We hit play, and if we look at our statistics on the clip, we'll see that they are 23.976 frames per second, meaning 24p, and they're 1920 by 1080. Now we have our sequence here. We can just start dragging some clips into our sequence. There we go. And we can start editing immediately. Now what happens if we have some MOV files? Well, on the Mac, there's a free solution. Well, if you just Google Perion XDCAM open source component, you'll get this discrete cosine, and you get to this website here. If you want the exact URL, it's blog.lib.umn.edu and then mcfa0086/discrete cosine. It's a long URL, so just Google it if you need to find it. And you only have to do this once. And here you'll see the Perion XDCAM component, and we just download that component. And then once it's downloaded in our downloads folder, now of course this is only if you don't already have Final Cut Studio installed, because if you do have Final Cut Studio 2 already installed on your Mac system, you don't actually need to do this. So now I just take this Perion XDCAM component, go to Macintosh hard drive, take it into library, and then scroll down and throw it in QuickTime. And that's it. Now you'll have the Perion XDCAM component in your system. And like I said, if you already have Final Cut Studio 2, this is completely unnecessary. So now we can just take our .mov files. We'll go back to our card, and I recorded a few, and they're inside the private folder here. So open up private, JVC, CQAV, and then inside the clip folder, this is where all of our .mov files are. So I'm just going to drag these. I'm just going to take a selection of them, drag them into Adobe Premiere, and they import, and there they are. So now we can also work with .mov files. Now, if you want to do this exact same thing on Windows XP, that's also possible. And the thing is, though, there isn't a free solution at the moment. So the only really good solution is calibrated software. Go to calibratedsoftware.com and then scroll down to this one here, XD Decode, and you can download the demo software. So once you download the demo software on your Windows machine, you'll be able to view the clips, but they will have a big watermark on them. And this software at the moment, I believe, is $80 to download. But what that allows you to do is record in MOV and actually edit in Adobe Premiere on Windows.